my Vocaloid panel, Beyond Hatsune Miku. And we'll be giving you a nice little overview of Vocaloid, and also introducing you to a few lesser-known Vocaloids, some of their songs, and also some of the culture that is surrounding the Vocaloid. And we also have a special Vocaloid producer here. You might know her. She's Crush P.
Crusher, I wrote Echo, sung by Gumi. Oh, okay.
But so yeah, we've got some awesome stuff going on here. So just a second here to get this together. Sure, my video folders and stuff are open because we got some good stuff. What is Vocaloid? Well, some of you are already well aware of this, but Vocaloid is the software that all of the wonderful characters are designed from. Before there were any of the characters, there was the software and the voice banks that led to the characters. Leon and Lolo were the first Vocaloids. They didn't have characters in the sense that we know of. But I'm just going to put myself. I was Len yesterday, or actually, yeah, Thursday. My confusion is carrying over. But anyway. But anyway. I'm just sort of freezing a little bit because I was Elsa yesterday and my brain is still a little bit. Yeah, I'm still trying to let that one go. But yeah, the current version of the software that we have is version 4, and this is official reading.
Hello, Colossalcon, welcome to my Vocaloid panel.
And that is Vocaloid. That is what Vocaloid is. If somebody asks what is Vocaloid, that is Vocaloid. That, before all the characters or any of that other stuff comes up, this is it. Without this, there would be no Miku. And this is how you make the songs for the Vocaloid software. Would you like to share a little bit about what it takes to actually make a Vocaloid song?
Okay, so I'm Crusher P, and I work with Circus P a lot for writing English Vocaloid music, and we work with companies like Yamaha before. Like, if any of you know who Cyber Diva is, with Circus P, we wrote the demos for her. And so basically, when we're writing music there's a whole bunch of there's a really long process to writing music. Like you have to make the instrumental music through like a digital audio workstation, or that's at least I do it in the music first, then I write the lyrics and the singing melody at the same time, and I can export that like a kind of like a piano that sounds like what the singing would go to, and I would import that into Vocaloid, or I could just do it by ear, which is not good for me, but for some people, and it's all a whole. It's a pretty long process to edit the vocals, but it's not too long. But you have to type in the lyrics, and you have to add pitch bends, you have to add vibrations to the voice, and just a whole bunch of. It's all pretty, like you see it at the end of each note, how there's a bottom. And it's like you can do that for every note or some notes, and it's just, it's kind of a process. But yeah.
Right, and it is kind of tricky too. In order to get this to work, in order to make it sound legible, I had to stretch and shrink some of the notes to make it work. But yeah, I'm not actually a producer. I'm a fan of Vocaloid and of the music. So we kind of get both sides of the coin here. Okay, and got to come off the screen so you can see what my next lovely slide is. And when the screen resolution changed for the projector there, it kind of missized the Vocaloid program, so I had to close it. There we go. In the beginning. As I started to mention when I was getting ahead of myself, the Vocaloids themselves are actually the character mascots, and that were created to go with the voice banks, which are manipulated in the program that you saw up on the screen previously. And Leon and Lola were the very first Vocaloids, and they really didn't have any characters. Sweet Anne was the first Vocaloid to actually have a character, but as you can tell, not exactly what we're used to seeing the later Vocaloids.
Actually, Kaito and Miku were version 1 Vocaloids, and they were the first to have a character, and Sweet Anne was the first in version 2 before Miku, but she was the first English Vocaloid to have an avatar.
Exactly. Now I've got the view that I want. But now this is Vocal 101. These are Vocaloids that you should absolutely know. Right beyond Miku, which is of course the ultimate Vocaloid, basically. Len, Rin, Luca, Kaito, Umi. You'll see most of these ones at the conventions, and Miku is so successful she even has her own expert, is what we'll get more details about that later. Our first Vocaloid that we will be introducing you to is Aoki Lapis. Am I pronouncing this correctly? Aoki Lapis. She's a Japanese Vocaloid that was developed and is distributed by Yamaha, and was created in collaboration with the iStyle project. It was released in April 2012. She is a character voice type Vocaloid, and the backstory that she has is she's a fairy with no memory of who she was. And she belongs to a race of fairies capable of transforming music into power, and her voice is said to have the power to give life when she sings.
Really cute, because they have, she's been in a concert before, and there was a little concert, it was a couple years ago, and she's really tiny, and they had her participate in the concert, and for size scale, she actually sung a song sitting on a guy playing the guitar, like she sat on his shoulder, and it was really cute. And so they do really cute things with her. I love her a lot.
I have a sample of Aoki. We have a song called Faster Than a Shooting Star. And our next Vocaloid is a Chinese Vocaloid. You might have seen me as Yan here earlier, but Lao Tianyi is a Chinese.
I am Chinese.
So I apologize for my pathetic pronunciation. Heaven knows I tried.
Can't pronounce any of the Chinese names. I feel so bad.
But she was developed for Yamaha Corporation and was created in collaboration with Shanghai Haiyan.
I don't know how to see it.
She was released in July of 2012 for Vocaloid 3. Tian is the winning entry for the Vocaloid China contest, which was held for choosing the design of the first Chinese Vocaloid. And her voice was provided by a female Chinese voice actress. Again, apologies for the pronunciation. Shan Zhang Wang Yaoji. I'm trying. But and she is actually able to speak Chinese and Japanese. And as you can see, her really very kawaii Vocaloid. And I have a little video for her too. And actually, we have a choice. There's the Chinese pop remix of Bad Apple or Reminiscence of the Red Lotus. Any preference? Apples or lotuses?
Apple.
All right. We will go for the C-pop remix of Bad Apple, and this will be your introduction to Lao.
Vocaloid China.